Ambassador Fabian, the farmers have been protesting for over a month now. What are the issues and how can they be resolved?
Thank you for the question. A very important question for all of us. Well, farmers have been protesting for a much longer period. They have been protesting at the border with Delhi because they have been prevented from coming in for more than a month. So that is correct. Well, dear friends, we haven't been having a conversation for quite a while. The last conversation we had was about India's search for a permanent seat in the Security Council, and we discussed how India could have handled that search better. Now, coming to the question, it's a sad spectacle, and I'm sorry to say that, but I should say it is a bit of a theater of the absurd, because the government claims that what it has done is going to benefit the farmers in a big way. And the farmers say that they fear utter ruin if these acts are implemented, and therefore they say that the acts should be withdrawn and they would be pleased to sit down with the government after the acts are withdrawn and come up with a new legislation. On the face of it, the farmers are right, because as we know, the acts were rather hurriedly passed in the parliament without sending them to a select committee. As we all know, if there is a gathering of 200 people, 300 people, it's not possible to have a proper discussion. That is why in democratic parliaments, there is always a rule which says that important bills have to be sent to the select committee. Now, we do not know why the government decided not to send the bill to the select committee and made use of its majority to hurry the bill. So that is very important matter to be understood. Secondly, if the government's claim about the huge benefits the farmers would get is correct, the government should be able to convince the farmers. And the government has not been able to convince the farmers after so many rounds of discussions. So obviously, there is something wrong with the government's contention. But the gist of the matter is that the three acts are meant to inject the market forces into farming. Now, here I want to make a point that in the advanced countries, there is always huge subsidy for agriculture. Between the United States and the European Union, they spend over $100 billion a year to subsidize farming. So, let's get it right. Farming is not an activity which should be regulated by the market. Now, why are these farmers agitating? It's for two reasons. One is that they believe that if these acts are implemented, eventually the small farmers will be compelled to sell their land and they will land up in the cities of India as cheap labor or even a auto rickshaw driver. So that is one thing. And let's understand that the Jat and Sikh farmers hold their land sacred. They will die for it. So second thing is that the government says that now the farmer can sell his product anywhere in India. Yes, on the face of it, it's attractive. But tell me, how would a farmer in Chandigarh growing rice sell the same to a buyer in Kochi, Kerala? Look at the transportation cost. So, government's argument or is not all that straightforward. Now, I want to make a point rather about foreign comments on what is happening in India. The government of India have taken the line that it's an internal matter and foreigners should not comment. But the fact of the matter is that foreigners have commented. Justin Trudeau of Canada and some Congress members from the United States, and also a number of MPs in the United Kingdom, and many others too. Now, in response to Justin Trudeau's comment, Government of India said that it was ill-informed. Well, I suppose that MEA could have, Ministry of External Affairs could have handled it slightly better. Ministry could have said that, well, we agree with the Prime Minister of Canada that there should be space for expression of dissent in a democracy. And we are sure that the High Commissioner of Canada in Delhi would have reported to his government that the government and the farmers have been talking. They have had 4 or 5 sessions, and the talks will continue till the matter is resolved. And in India, there is space for dissent. Okay, now coming to what might happen. Well, I cannot predict anything. The best thing that can happen on the 30th of December, when the meeting takes place, is for the government to say that it is withdrawing these acts and fresh legislation can be discussed later. That is the best scenario. Will it happen? I do not know. All that I can say is that if an irresistible force meets with an immovable object, well, then something can go smithereens. Let us hope that is not the case here. After all, among other things, apart from the democratic strength of India, we are now nearing the new year. We have had Christmas, and 2021 is beckoning us, and we all understand that peace, goodwill, and reconciliation, that is what is required. So let's hope that there will be a solution on the 30th of December. Well, let me also avail of this opportunity, dear friends, to say Happy New Year to you. Let me put it this way. I wish you all that you might like to wish yourselves. Thank you.